This is so pathetic. A Fox News host, Maria Bartiromo, is pretending that she's so worried about what's going to happen because of angry anti-Trump people once Trump is president, that she's learning how to handle a gun. Uh, you know, she it's so nakedly absurd, the idea that Maria Bartiromo is going to be endangered in such a way that she needs a gun when Trump is president. It's so pathetic. Here she is interviewing Donald Trump Jr. And she says, "No, I'm worried. I'm now starting I'm afraid. I'm learning how to use a gun."
See, I have people from New York City, people who I've known my whole life, were probably quite anti-gun for most of that, calling me, understanding that I've been into this world for quite some time. Hey, how do I go about doing this? How do I go about getting the training? How do I go about purchasing a firearm? Because they believe they are their last line of defense to protect themselves. And they're 100% right. We've seen the failures across the board, Maria. This is a fundamental American right, and we're going to protect it at all costs.
You're right. Omid, I mean, I've been training myself on how to handle a gun just because of the fear that you don't know what you don't know, Omid. So what about that? Are you seeing that market as your growth opportunity here, Omid? Women, young people?
Absolutely. There's no question. If you look at the data, the fastest growing cohort for gun ownership are millennials and Gen Zs. They're growing exponentially.
Yeah. Maria Bartiromo, who's worth 50 million and I'm sure lives in, a building that is perfectly safe and, travels with car services and all of it. She wants us to believe that it's getting so dangerous out there when Trump is president and, you've got all the urban crime and then all the anti-MAGA people that might target her. She now needs to know how to handle a gun. This, more than anything, brings me back to the arguments that gun lobbies make, which is if gun crime goes up, they say, oh, you too need a gun to protect yourself from all of the crime. If gun crime goes down, they go, it's down thanks to more people having guns to protect themselves. Since the criminals know everybody's got a gun, they are now committing fewer crimes. Either way, the answer is get yourself a gun. And one of the things that they're now realizing is we need to expand. Now, I've said this before, and I do want to restate it. I can't remember any period like the last few years where so many of my liberal friends have started to acquire firearms. And they all give the exact same reason. It's some version of, listen, David, sir. They're so respectful to me. They call me sir. They say, David, it's not that I even really like guns. It's not that I think they're cool. It's not that I like having them around. In fact, I'm concerned about a lot of that stuff. But when I hear that there's 400 million guns in the US and they're disproportionately in the hands of these whack jobs, I don't want the other side to be the only ones with the firearms. And this is the number one reason that probably a dozen friends of mine over the last few years have decided to obtain guns. It's not because they're falling for false statistics about crime. It's not because they are falling for false notions about how likely you are to use it for self-defense and all this stuff. It's simply, it's a race to the bottom of sorts. If they have nuclear weapons, we need them, right? Not because we plan to use them, but because we need it for deterrence. Whether that works or doesn't is another question. If they have all of these firearms, we need some too. And then there's also like my pseudo prepper friends who say, if the shit really hits the fan, I just want to have something so that I don't feel completely naked, proverbially, in this case. But Maria Bartiromo, give me a break. Well, I wrote a book after a long journey and a ton of work. I am really thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you'll read it. The book is called The Echo Machine. And in a nutshell, it looks at how American politics got so broken, who has already figured out solutions, and how we can try to fix it and stop the terror of Trump for the next 4 years. With Trump winning this election, the Echo Machine couldn't be more relevant, not only a warning about how we got here, but also about what might be coming and how to prevent the worst outcomes
We've got to stay engaged. We need a plan, and that's what the book is about. There's a belief out there that unless you have corporate media behind you, you can't have a successful political book launch, that it's not possible. I think we can prove that wrong. Order the Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, please order me The Echo Machine by David Pakman. Wherever you get the book, you'll get the free pre-order perks, including the signed book plate. Head to davidpakman.com/free book stuff after ordering.